Welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, filler, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. Hip hip hooray! It's mine and Tiffany's birthday. That's right, May 8th is our birthday. We share the same birthday. And we decided we wanted to celebrate with all of you. So we're doing this a little crazy style. May 7th at 12 p.m. Pacific, we're inviting you to join us at our virtual house party. That's right. It's going to be on Zoom where we get to see your cute faces. And as an added perk, it's going to be a live podcast. So bring those party hats, bring those questions, anything you've ever want answered on the podcast. This is the time, guys, and we cannot wait. So to register, hop on over to thedentalateam.com/house party. It's free and we want all of you there because honestly, I'll be a little sad if only 2 people are there. So bring your friends, bring your teams. This is going to be a time for you to ask your questions and celebrate with us. We can't wait to bring in our birthday with you. Hello, Dental 18 listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, let's dive into block scheduling. All right, I've done a podcast on this before, so I'm going to dive into it again today for you guys with a few little added flares because this is the week of getting you guys ramped back up to your practice. That's what I feel I can do to help you guys the most because some of you are going back into practices this week. Some of you are going in next week. Some of you are still waiting until June. Wherever you are, that's okay. I wanted to give you guys some quick tips of what we know today. This could be outdated. Things are changing so quickly, but what I can tell you is block scheduling is not going to be outdated. This process of how to set it up is going to be something that's long-standing and helpful for you. So the way we set up block scheduling is we're going to, first and foremost, doctor, I need to know what your dream schedule is. When do you want to see high production patients? When do you want to see your crown seats? When do you want your ortho checks to come in? By the way, plug for teledentistry. A lot of ortho checks now don't even need to come into the practice. A lot of post-ops don't need to come into the practice. So if you don't have teledentistry set up, oh my gosh, get on that. We just did a really cool webinar last week with a doctor setting up teledentistry. So if you guys are interested in that and you don't have it, holy moly, get on that board because it will just save you chair time of those appointments that we don't have to see in the practice and we can just plug them in. They can do a virtual. They'll love it. You'll love it. It's a great thing to pivot. That's that key word again, pivot in your practice. So back on track, docs, we need your ideal schedule. Where do you want it? Also, in this block scheduling, we need to know where we're going to put our new patients for hygiene. Yes, I am so adamant you guys hold space for your hygienist right now for those new patients because we need to get those in even through COVID, even through all the different things that are coming up. So please make sure you block that out. So docs, you're going to make it. You guys, you can even draw this on a piece of paper. You can go to a day in the schedule where we don't have any patients. I prefer a week because we're going to want to map out the whole week. You go in. Every single software has the capability to put a block schedule in. What we mean by blocks is we're blocking off time in the schedule for a certain procedure that we actually want to perform during that one. So high production. What does high production look like? We also want to know what low production is. Is that fillings? Is that crown seat? We also have no production, which hopefully we can transfer over to teledentistry, but we need to have a column for teledentistry so that way we don't miss those and our doctor is not swamped when we schedule teledentistry. So this is also still getting creative. Even though it's not chair time, it still needs to be scheduled because it's still a patient needing doctor's time. Then we also block off where we're going to put those new patients. I personally like to have all my blocks color coded. So my favorite color is hot pink. So I do hot pink for my new patients because I love our new patients. So you guys can do hot pink for new patients. Doctor high production, I like lime green. It stands out. You can also do red. Some people like to do red. Some people want to have blue because you're in EagleSoft and whatever those colors are. I don't know. I didn't work in EagleSoft much. Some of you like to follow EagleSoft colors of whatever it is. I don't care how you set it up. Just get it simple and get it so everybody's on the same page. If hot pink's new patients, cool. All new patients in any hygienist schedule is always going to be hot pink. High production's always lime green. So when we look, we know, and it's a trigger that that's what we're going to put in that spot that's held in the schedule. So I want you guys to really work on this with your whole team. Docs, we've got to know from you first. Also, once you get those blocks figured out on a schedule, a blank schedule. So for example, we want high production from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Okay, great. Then we also want it from 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock. Fantastic. So we've got 2 spots and that's going in column 1. Well, in column 2, next to my high production, I'm going to put another high production starting at 9 o'clock. That way from 8 to 9, I have no interruptions. Then I'm going to start my next one because it's probably going to be a crown prep. I'll go start my next crown prep. However you want to set it. Perfect. So I've got column 1, column 2 blocked with high production. Then we're going to put a low production at the 10 o'clock spot. And that will be for 1 hour. That's like fillings. It could be anterior root canal, those types of things. And then after that, I'm going to just leave the schedule open because I don't care what they put in there. They can put emergencies. They can put whatever they want. Fantastic. I've got column 1. It's got lime green. Then we're going to say low production is orange. So then it's going to be an orange. And then we have nothing below that. If it was a like emergency or whatnot, maybe there's a red. I personally don't recommend you put emergencies into your schedule where you hold space for them. I recommend in morning huddle, you look for emergency spaces and then discuss with your team where you want them. So that's my recommendation. You guys do what you want. That's what I would suggest. So great. Fantastic. We now have the color codes. We've got the green, we've got the orange, we've got the red, we've got the hot pink. Excellent. Then we want to go through and we want to map this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So what we'll block for our hygienists for new patients is maybe on Monday, we have 2 hygienists working. Hygienist number 1 has the 9 o'clock to 10:30 spot for a new patient. And hygienist 2 has our 1 o'clock to 2:30 spot for a new patient. So I have an AM and a PM on that schedule. Then on Tuesday, we're going to reverse it. So my hygienist number 1, they have the afternoon new patient. Hygienist number 2 has the morning. Fantastic. You're just going to go down the row. People ask me, how many hygiene new patient spots do I hold? And my answer to you is, how many new patients are you getting per month? We need to make sure we hold enough of those spaces in our hygiene schedule and to be able to accommodate all those new patients. So if you're getting 50 new patients a month, you find 50 spots to hold. If you're getting 100, you find 100. If you're getting 30, you find 30. Now, it's not an exact science. That's my down and dirty quick on the podcast. There can be other ways that you can do this. Maybe that's too many. You don't have enough hygiene. You can maybe slip them over into doctor, but that's like going down a whole different rabbit hole. If that's something specific and you want to chat about it, give me a call. Email me hello@thedentalateam.com. Hello, Dental A Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, right now is the time to get your operations manual done. I just did a podcast, Operations Manual 2.0. Be sure to listen to that. And if you're like me, sometimes that task can feel daunting, which is why the coaching team, the Dental A Team coaching team, put together, you got it, Wednesday workshop for the next 4 weeks, starting on April 15th. We'll be running these at 12 p.m. Pacific, Wednesday workshop, where we're getting your operations manual done. We're taking you through step by step to ensure within 4 weeks, you actually get that operations manual done with accountability, with traction, and with ease. So be sure to join us. It's free for all. So there is no reason you shouldn't join us and get that operations manual done. Wednesday workshops every Wednesday starting on April 15th, running through May 6th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Pop on over to thedentalateam.com/strategy to join our webinar series. Can't wait to see you guys there on Workshop Wednesday. All right. So now let's also talk about why we do block scheduling. What block scheduling does is it's a template that everybody in the practice can follow. So it's a roadmap of how we want our schedule to look for our patients and for us. A lot of people tell me, hey, Kiera, we don't want to put our new patients in those spots. I'm like, hey, guess what? No problem. Tell me why. And they'll tell me it's because they feel like they have to force the patient into the spot that they don't want to go in. And I say, yeah, I agree with you. I also agree that if we put them where they want to go and that doesn't work in our schedule, they're not going to have a pleasant experience. So that's why we kind of move the new patient blocks all around our schedule. I highly, 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 highly recommend you do not schedule a new patient at 8 a.m. That is the worst day when they don't show up and then your hygienist is hanging out for the whole day and we didn't see a hygiene patient. I hate starting my day like that. So that's why they always start at 9 o'clock. And you guys can use magic verbiage for this of, you know what? We see our new patients at 9 o'clock. It's the best time for doctor and for our patients. So I can get you in at 9 o'clock. When you say that this is the best time for them, this is when we prefer to do it, 90% of people will follow that. If you say, what time do you prefer? They're going to tell you what time they prefer. Then when you try and move them around, they're not happy. However, if when they call in their new patient, you say, oh my gosh, Kiera, we are so excited to welcome you to our practice. And the good news is we reserve the 9 o'clock spot for our new patients. That way doctor has the best time with you. So I can either do a 9 o'clock or a 1 o'clock. Those are our times for new patients, which works best for you. Well, now they know we see 9 o'clock because that's our best experience. I want the best experience. Okay, great. 9 o'clock works awesome for me. Most of the time, if you phrase it like that, they will go where you want them to go. Oftentimes we think we're being selfish if we put them where it's convenient for us because that's not convenient for them and we're being selfish and we'll lose patients. And I want to spin your minds on that one and remind you that when our schedule works great for us, we give a better experience for them. We're not running behind. We actually schedule better. We get them in and out on time. Patients aren't crazy in our office. So I want to help you guys remember at the end of the day, it's kind of like the little kid who wants candy. Yes, they want candy. That's what they want. That is what they want. So is the parent a bad parent by giving them fruits and vegetables and things that won't make them sick? No, it's because the kid just knows that they want candy. But the parent knows, hey, if I always give you candy, you're going to have an upset stomach and you're not going to be very happy. So let me give you fruits and vegetables so we balance this out. Same thing in a dental office. You guys know they might want to come in at 8 o'clock. You know from experience that most of our new patients at 8 o'clock don't show up and our whole day is botched because of that. And then doctor's cranky, hygienist is cranky. We just lost a spot. We can't fill it. So front office is cranky. Then the whole day just feels like a domino effect. So we don't do that to our practice or any of our patients. So we see you at 9 o'clock. So that's one of the beautiful things. No, it's not the hard and fast. You don't have to follow everything. I just recommend you do this. I was very grateful for blocks when I joined a new practice because then I knew exactly how they wanted me to schedule. I know how I like to schedule, but that doesn't matter. I want to schedule how you want to schedule. So that's the beauty of a block. Now, blocks are going to come really in handy for COVID because that would be how you're going to make an ideal schedule if everything was running smoothly and this is how we want them to schedule. It also helps you when you start to get your back office trained to start scheduling and also your hygienist. If you ever want them to help schedule patients, these blocks make it really easy for them to say, hey, doctor prefers to do crowns and early in the morning or early in the afternoon, which works best for you. Okay, it gives options and you say, this is when doctor prefers to do it. It's when we have the best results or whatever you want to say. But really, bottom line is doctor prefers to do it. They don't want to have a root canal at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a bad day. Or like a whole quad of fillings. Oh, some docs might like it. Most doctors I know do not want that. So we tell them this is when doctor prefers to do it. So I can see you at this time or this time, which works best for you. Most of the time, patients can accommodate that. So it really helps the back office schedule better, helps the front office schedule better. And we just have to work on our magic words to make patients feel really, really awesome about it. If you set it up and say, what time works best for you? Or do you have a day that or a time that works best for you? And they say, yeah, 3 o'clock. And you're like, oh, shoot, we don't do 3 o'clock. Then you get into hot water and then they're frustrated with you. If you set the standard at the beginning, hey, this is when doctor likes to do it. This is when we get the best results. I could do this day or this day. What works best for you? Now they know, and then they just choose whichever day is better for them. So it helps manage those expectations and it helps you guys have a better schedule. Patients will have a better schedule. All around, high five each other. So with COVID, that's going to be how you guys will set up a regular block schedule. What I want you to do with COVID, so here's a little spin for you. So I don't want you to just have it as your normal regular schedule that you'd prefer. What I'd recommend you do instead is you're going to actually schedule this based on what you need to produce to get the practice back to where we need it to go. So maybe we're going to stack high production in the morning, and that's what we're going to do because that's going to be best for our patients. If you, on the other hand, maybe you want to do like Mondays, you're going to come in rocking and rolling and you'll be really fresh and patients are always here on Mondays. It's always our busy day. Let's put in high production on Mondays. So maybe we run 2 columns of high production and our assistants are just rocking and rolling and we don't do any crown seats. We don't do any ortho checks. We're not doing anything those days. If you guys can watch that, that can then help you guys better schedule when you come back to COVID. So you're going to want to make a block schedule for your day in, day out when you actually get back into the practice and life is more quote unquote normal. I don't think it'll ever go back to normal, but you're running more of a consistent schedule. You're going to want to have that. On the other side of it, for COVID, you're going to want to make a block schedule that's actually the schedule you need and want it to be. And it can be per day. It can be on different times. I would just suggest you make a schedule for the week. So instead of it being every single day it's changing, make it for the week and have it follow the schedule for maybe a 2-week time period and then switch it up. Because most patients, we're going to try and get them in within 2 weeks. And then this way you guys can build it. So maybe for 2 weeks back to the practice, it looks a little different. Maybe for the first month, it looks a little different. And then we'll morph into the schedule of it being the schedule you wanted it to be. So COVID can actually kickstart you guys into a stronger block schedule, and then it will build out the block schedule for long term of what you want it to look like. These blocks can move in every software. They're really easy to adjust. It's just helping get the template. That's what this is. This is a template. So I know, okay, I've got a crown. Where do I put them? And it's going to help everybody schedule more effectively. So don't copy and paste and do what your schedule was before COVID, and don't do what your schedule should be maybe a month or 2 into COVID. I want you to build out what it will be in maybe 2 months after COVID. That I want you to build out of what your ideal schedule would look like. And then I want you to build a template for what it's going to look like as soon as you're back. There's going to be 2 different templates when you do this block scheduling. Both are super paramount, and you guys can build this right now. So office managers at home, working from home, things like that. You can build this with your doctor right now. Docs, you can even do this right now. Build out what it's going to be. How could you get this treatment in? What days are you doing crown seats? What day are you doing ortho checks? What day are you doing all your limiteds? Where do you want to plug those in? Building a schedule right now and getting that out there is going to help your whole team, and you have a much more productive, much more less chaotic, something you can count on and depend on. It's not going to be perfect. It never will be perfect. However, it's going to get it a lot closer and be easier for everybody. All right, you guys, there's block scheduling for you. Let me know what questions you have. Email us, hello@thedentalteam.com, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental A Team Podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental A Team Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.